If you disappear for 7 days, will she miss you? Or will she replace you faster than a disappearing Instagram story? Because here's the truth. When you're always there, like a needy golden retriever, ready to reply to every hi she throws your way, what do you become? An accessory, a freebie, an emotional doormat, a guy who never sparks curiosity, who's never a mystery, who's never missed because, well, he never goes away. But if you pull off a strategic vanishing act, disappear off the radar for 7 days, now the game changes. And here's the big question. Will she miss you? Scroll through her feed looking for you, or just carry on like nothing happened? Because if it's the latter, congratulations, you've just discovered you were never more than a decorative trinket on her shelf. That's today's topic. The power of disappearing for 7 days. What goes through her mind when you stop being the predictable sticker? How can such a simple move completely redefine how she sees you? And before you come at me with that, but if I disappear, she might forget about me. Nonsense. Let me throw the question back at you. If 7 days are enough to erase you from her memory, were you ever really there to begin with? So pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you could completely change how you deal with women. And more importantly, it could save you the embarrassment of investing time in someone who never truly cared. Now answer me this. Are you ready to swallow this bitter truth without sugarcoating? But before we dive deeper, let's get one thing straight. This video only exists because someone out there had the decency to like and subscribe. So now it's your turn to do the algorithm a solid and stop sucking up free content. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a gratitude in the comments. Not for me, but for the YouTube robot. Because if it were up to you, this content would vanish in 7 days, just like your dignity when she ignores you. No more beating around the bush, let's get to the good stuff. The problem. Why does no one take you seriously? You know what your biggest mistake is? Thinking that being a nice, available, and always present guy will make her like you more. Cute, right? Too bad it's completely wrong. The reality is much harsher. Women don't value what they get all the time. If you're always there like a 24/7 emotional delivery guy, ready to solve her every little problem, giving attention without getting anything in return. Congratulations, you're not a man of value. A freebie, a trinket, an emotional doormat. And you know who women actually chase after? The guys who know how to stand their ground. The ones who understand boundaries, who know when to be present and, most importantly, when to disappear. Now think about it. When was the last time you gave her space to miss you? Or are you the desperate guy who sends a "you okay?" Or worse, a "you've been acting weird" when she goes quiet? It's simple. If you're always available, what do you become? Zero challenge. And, my friend, that's a huge problem. Because anything that's easy is disposable. She doesn't have to work for you. She doesn't have to win you over. She doesn't have to do anything. Because you're already there, served up on a platter, ready to be used and ignored whenever it's convenient. Now answer me this. If you've always been an easy guy, why on earth would she miss you? And that's where our experiment comes in. If you stop chasing her for 7 days, what happens? Will she notice your absence? Or will it prove you never meant anything to her? Brace yourself, because now I'm going to explain exactly how to ignore her for 7 days the right way. And what might happen when you do. The 7-day experiment. Disappear and find out if you really matter. It's time for the truth. You've spent your whole life believing that to win a woman over, you need to be present, show interest, and shower her with affection all the time. Basically, acting like an emotional golden retriever, always available and wagging your tail. Now answer me honestly. How's that strategy working out for you? If you're still here, reading this, the answer is obvious. It's not working. So now let's try something completely different. Something that could change everything. You're going to disappear. But hold on. This isn't just any disappearance. This is a strategic vanishing act. And for it to work, there are 3 rules you need to follow to the letter. Rule 1, no contact, 0 messages, 0 interactions. This means no texting, no commenting on her stories, no liking her photos, no just checking in to see how she's doing. No lurking on WhatsApp hoping she'll notice you're online. You've become a ghost, and not the kind that comes back with a, "Hey, stranger." And before you hit me with the classic whine of, "But if I disappear, she might forget about me." Listen up. If she actually likes you, she will miss you. Now, if she carries on like nothing happened, well, congratulations. You've just discovered you were nothing more than a decorative ornament in her life. So that's the first and most important rule. Disappear. And hold on to your anxiety, because there's more. Rule 2. If she reaches out, don't be an overexcited puppy. Picture this. You've been gone for 4 days and out of nowhere, Plim, you get the magical message, "Hey, stranger." Now, what do? If your answer was reply immediately, excited like a Labrador seeing its owner come home, congratulations, you just threw the whole experiment in the trash. If she messages you, you reply after a few hours, and no long lovey-dovey texts or cute emojis. Your response should be short, to the point, and cold. If she says, "Wow, you disappeared," your reply is simply, "Been busy with some stuff," and that's it. No, "I missed you," no, "How have you been?" No trying to keep the conversation going like you've been starving for her attention. This is about showing her you're no longer at her beck and call. And if she doesn't like it, great. Better to find out now than waste time groveling. Rule 3. Use these 7 days for yourself, not to lick your wounds. Now pay attention. Disappearing and lying around staring at your phone, waiting for her to say hi doesn't count. You need to fill your life with real meaningful things. Sign up for the gym, work harder, hang out with friends, meet new people. In short, go live your life. And you know what happens when you do this? She feels your energy shift. Because instead of being a needy guy begging for attention, you become someone with their own life. Someone who doesn't need her validation to feel good. And here's the most interesting part. This attracts. This unsettles. She starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me anymore? And that doubt starts eating away at her. She thought you were a sure thing, but now she's not so sure. And that's when the game changes. Now I'm going to show you the 2 possible outcomes she might have when you disappear. And this is when you discover the truth. If you're sick and tired of being the fool she uses and discards whenever she feels like it, wake up. It's time to stop accepting disrespect and flip the script. Head to the description and grab the digital book I've left for you. After reading it, you'll learn how to be a real challenge, to never lower your head again, and to put any woman in her place without mercy. Enough of being stepped on and discarded like a nobody. From now on, you're either the prize or you're the clown. Scenario 1. She comes running back. This is the outcome you want. The result that proves your absence made an impact. It could be on the 3rd day, the 5th day, or even the last day of the experiment. But if she cared even a little about you, she'll feel the blow. And the signs start showing. She sends you a "Hey, stranger." She reappears out of nowhere, pretending to care about how you're doing. She starts replying much faster than before. She posts cryptic stuff on social media. And the best one, she asks to see you. You know why? Because you broke the pattern. Before, she knew she had you wrapped around her finger. She knew she could disappear, ignore you, reply whenever she felt like it, and you'd still be there, loyal like an emotional guard dog. But now she's not so sure. In her mind, a little itch starts. What if someone else took his place? And that, my friend, causes a mental short circuit. If she liked you even a little, this is when she realizes how much your presence mattered in her life. And that's when the game changes. Suddenly, she's more interested, more engaged, more willing to give you attention. And you know what that proves? That before, you were undervaluing yourself. The simple act of stepping away made her see you in a different light. But what if none of that happens? Well, that's when the second scenario kicks in, and this is where the truth might hurt. Scenario 2, radio silence. She disappears like you never existed. The silence, the void, the nothingness. 7 days pass, and no message, no reaction, no attempt to reach out. She keeps posting on social media, living her life like you're just an irrelevant extra in a bad soap opera. She doesn't care. She doesn't miss you. She carries on like normal. Does it hurt? It does. But it's a truth you need to accept. Because if 7 days without you didn't make a dent, it only means one thing. You were never important to her. And this is where most guys screw up. Instead of accepting the reality and moving on, what does the fool do? He comes crawling back. He sends a message asking, "You okay?" Like nothing happened, desperately trying to salvage a connection that never really existed. And you know what the problem with that is? You only confirm to her that she can keep ignoring you without losing anything. She realizes that. You have no options. You're dependent on her attention. You'll always be available, no matter what she does. And if she ever had even a shred of interest in you, it dies right then and there. So if you hit day 7 and she hasn't made a peep, do yourself a favor. Move on! Because clinging on won't change a thing. And now comes the most liberating part of all this. You're free! Yes, you're free from a woman who was never truly interested. You've saved yourself from wasting months or years investing in someone who only saw you as a pastime, a guy too available to be taken seriously. So, no matter the outcome, there's only one winner in this test. You. Because now you know the truth. And in the next section, I'll show you how this simple experiment can completely change the game for you. The game changer. How this makes you more powerful. Now that you've survived the 7-day experiment, one thing is clear. You'll never see women the same way again. Because now you understand a brutal truth. Your absence has value. If you disappear, there are only 2 options. She misses you and comes back. She doesn't care, and you realize you were investing in a dead end. In other words, either way, you win. But the biggest victory isn't in her reaction. The real game changer happens in you. You become the prize, not the chaser. Before, you were that always available guy, always chasing, always waiting for crumbs. Now the tables have turned. Now she's the one wondering where you are. She's the one asking herself, what's he up to? Has he lost interest? Is there someone else in the picture? And that changes everything. Because women don't chase after what's predictable and guaranteed. They chase mystery, uncertainty, and challenge. The moment you become a guy who doesn't need her validation, something magical happens. You automatically become more attractive. And the best part? You realize you never needed her to be happy. Your energy shifts, and they feel it. You know that guy who doesn't lift a finger, yet women still chase after him? Think it's because he's handsome, rich, or famous? Wrong. What does he have that's different? Confidence and detachment. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't freak out if a woman takes forever to reply. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. And now you're starting to become that guy. Because when you value yourself, when you understand that your attention and presence are rare, you stop acting like a desperate beggar pleading for affection. And guess what? Women feel that difference. They notice, they sense it. And without you having to do anything, the way they treat you starts to change. You'll never be trapped by a woman who doesn't value you again. Here's the most important part of all this. Now that you've gone through the 7-day test, you'll never be that guy who clings to a woman who doesn't value you. Now you have a natural filter. If you disappear for 7 days and she doesn't miss you, great. You've saved yourself from wasting time on someone who was never really interested. If she misses you and comes running back, perfect. Now she sees your value and knows you're not a sure thing. In both cases, you're the one in control. Because at the end of the day, what really matters isn't whether she likes you, but whether you like what you're getting out of the relationship. And that's why this experiment changes everything. Now, to wrap this up with a bang, I'm going to throw you a challenge. So, do you have the guts to take this test, or are you going to keep being the predictable, disposable guy? The choice is yours. Now that you understand the power of silence, it's time for the final decision. And you only have 2 options. 1. Ignore everything I've said here and keep being the same predictable guy, always available, always chasing after women who treat you like an afterthought. Or 2. Finally take action, disappear for 7 days, and see for yourself who really misses you and who never cared in the first place. The challenge is on. I want you to take this test and then come back here to tell me what happened. Did she miss you? Did she freak out? Or did you discover she never gave a damn about you? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think will happen. And if you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Because here, there's no fluff, just the raw, unfiltered truth. Now do me a favor. Share this video with that friend of yours who's always chasing after women who don't even remember he exists. Who knows, it might open his eyes too. See you in the next video. And until then, disappear for 7 days and see what happens.